Does it make sense to use less complex text to teach students how to handle more complex tasks? In other words, that's
Yeah.
the trade-off between text and task.
Well, I think it's like anything that you're learning to do. You don't want everything to be difficult at the same time. I think it's just a function of the way we think about scaffolding. I think it makes good sense to read something less complex and dig into a more complex task. But I don't want to come across as suggesting that I don't believe that reading complex texts is important. I do. I do. So I think along with my suggestion is that you work your way up toward more complex texts as well.
Right. Uh, just to follow up, Sheila, uh, I work with this group of teachers in New York City and in New Vision schools, and they have this sort of rule of thumb that I think is apropos of what we're talking about here today. And they talk about the notion that when you're introducing a new process, a new way of looking at text, a new strategy, a new, maybe a new routine that you use to understand text, their notion is unknown process or strategy, use familiar text.
Mm-hmm.
Unknown or unfamiliar text, use a process or strategy that's familiar. In other words, don't have two really big unknowns, sitting over the kid's head at the same time. One or the other, but not both.
Yep.
What do you think of that idea? Is that consistent with your TTS notion?
Yeah, and that's what I was intending to say. Let me just give you the name of that Lipson Wixom book. It's called Assessment of Reading and Writing Difficulties, an Interactive Approach.
Right, yeah. And maybe we can get Alice Fulkins and Freddie to post that on the website for folks.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Great.